Hey guys, it's Dan here with another video, and today we're going to be making Stormbreaker. This is Thor's new axe from the new Avengers movie, Avengers Infinity War. He uses it in the movie, and we are going to make it. As you can tell, it's not painted yet, so we're going to do a series. The series is going to be a full Thor costume. So it's going to start with the weapon, and then we're going to paint it, and then we're going to go on to other stuff after that. So, as you can see, we don't have the vines wrapped around there yet because I'm going to wrap the vines on after I paint this. I'm going to paint them individually. That way the paint's just able to do a little better. Yeah. So, let's get into the build. Yay, so we got here a bunch of printouts. I'm going to cut and glue together. And you're going to try to guess what I'm making. Yay! This thing is huge, guys. Well, yeah, there's Stormbreaker for you guys. So I'm gonna be making Stormbreaker. Yay! Yay! Okay, so my plan, as with this test piece of foam that I figured out, is wrapping it around this, gluing it up. It's going to be about the right thickness all the way through until it gets to the wider ends. So what I'm going to do is coat this entire inside surface with glue. Make sure that it's longer than it needs to be. Coat this edge with glue, so that way when I wrap it, I start in this end, wrap it around. When it gets to this, I'm going to glue that edge to that. It's going to be tight all the way around. And then when it's all dry, trim off the excess, and then go to my sanders and sand it into the right shapes. It's going to be probably me wrestling with this like it's an alligator. I might try to get some of it recorded, but just look forward to the handle being at the next stages if I don't get it recorded, okay? Alright, so the sanding made this texture go away, and the texture makes it harder for the glue stick, so with it gone, it's going to stick a lot better to the PVC pipe. So yeah, I'm going to do that to both pieces. Awesome. Okay, just to document how I'm going to do this, since it's sort of funny looking, I have this pipe clamped right here, this slit over it, going to large cement all around the pipe, smooth it out, put it on each one of these, let it dry for, I don't know, 5 minutes is what I think it says, and then I'm going to try my hardest to wrestle it on there. Okay, well, I'm actually gonna just try to wrestle the alligator right now, so let's see what happens. Yeah, so you understand what I'm doing now. Cool, so I have most of it glued up. I'm going to trim off this excess stuff and then just like squeeze it and wrap probably tape or something around it to keep it. I'm not going to lie, this barge cement works better than weldwood. I wasn't sure how much the people were saying that were actually telling the truth, if they're just saying it, but I don't think I would have been able to do this with weldwood. Alright, I'm going to wrap this thing up and let it just dry, and then I'm going to address this later, the little seam. Okay? Okay, now I'm gonna make this taper and then add more here and then taper, so it's just gonna continually get wider, just like the bottom of the actual one does. Okay, so I sort of finished making the shape, and as you can see with Sharpie I drew on some lines. I haven't found a really good way to put the wood grain in with the wood burner, because my wood burner doesn't seem to be as hot as it should be. And I've been doing some tests on this piece, but I'm just going to drag across these lines. So I'm going to burn these lines in, and then since you guys can already see what this is going to look like, I will let you see what it's like when it's done. Okay, so now I just finished doing the soldering iron and sweeping it across and making all the grain. I also took my Stanley knife, well, DeWalt, and I scored a whole bunch of lines. I'm going to take the heat gun and just heat it up and make it so the foam seals itself, and that's going to make it so that the lines that I cut with this knife are going to open up a little bit and look more like the grain that's going through instead of the bark texture, which this is like bark texture. These small lines are going to be the grain. Yay! There is the handle of the Stormbreaker. Yeah! Lines up with the pattern, and looks relatively like wood. When you get it primed and all that, it's going to look amazing. Let it dry for a while. I'm going to cut this pattern out, sort of stick it on top of here, take it over to the bandsaw and cut out this shape. And this is sort of, at least from the models I'm seeing, repeated, so it's like a square. This side's going to be square, so once it's all cut, I'll be able to take the pattern, glue on some other pieces right here and right here, turn it on its side, cut it out again, so I have it on both sides. Alright, so let's get to it. Like, I'm going to glue the piece of paper on here, and I'll be able to move it very perpendicular to the blade. So that's what that's for. That doesn't even fit. That's going to be a problem. Alright, well, I'll figure that out. I'm using the sander now on this edge to sand both of these flat so it gets this sort of taper that every single edge has, so it's going to match all the way around. And the offcuts I'm using to hold everything square and perpendicular, because if you remember when I cut this out, these are 90 degrees with the end, or as close as I could get. So when I'm sanding like this, this should be pretty perpendicular to this face. Okay. Yeah, since there's no good way to do this, my saw is not tall enough, my belt sander's not tall enough, I'm just very carefully use this Japanese pole saw to get this line to go all the way down. Try to keep this blade as parallel or as perpendicular to the floor as possible. And then I guess I'll just clean everything up with sandpaper. Alright, so I have these lines drawn, so it means we're going to be cutting some bevels. Alright, the thing I did to get this cut is I took the knife, put it on the line, slowly went up and followed each of these lines. I'm going to do that for all these corners and maybe even these. Alright, so I cut all these lines and put the facets in there. Now I'm going to sand it. You don't need to see me sanding anything because sanding gets boring, but that is how I did it. I used a knife and just went all the way down. Okay, so I got 3 pieces glued together. This is actually the first time I've cut into my new foam, so the inside's old foam, the outsides are new, that's why it's a little darker on the inside. And funny enough, this format's softer than the other format, so I'm sort of glad that I did the other one in all the hard foam that I have because it's a hammerhead, so it'll be fine that this is a little softer. Everything will work out. See this sticky stuff? I accidentally put the glue on the wrong side. Well, that's okay. So I'm going to turn this on and cut out this shape. I didn't think I would have broken a blade doing foam. It's very soft. It is a real blade though. Good thing blades breaking on this is a lot safer than blades breaking on something else. Alright, well, I'll try to cut this a different way and try to fix this or get a new blade for it sometime. So here's to the next part. Alright, so I got some lines drawn in here. I'm going to try to do the bevel on the blade. Yay! There it is. Okay, so I glued on a couple pieces just to better emulate the actual prop, because the first thing I went off of I knew wasn't 100% accurate, so I was looking at more references and there's little pieces on there. So I'm going to glue both these pieces together so I can attach all the details and do all that as one piece. And then I'm going to try to drill a hole through it and attach it to the handle. Okay, they're sort of tacky now. Let's see. My finger does this way. Okay. So I'm going to line this edge up. There it is, guys. Stormbreaker minus the carved in details. Awesome, right? Okay, so I have the center line traced out. I'm going to attempt to use this to cut 1, 2, 3 cuts, and I'm gonna sharpen it first and then we're gonna get to it. Alright, so I'm blocking the blade at about that depth, so that way when I cut, it should potentially not cut deeper than it should have to. So there's one cut. I'm gonna sand and smooth and all that. That's how you do it. I'm gonna do it to the other side and then start putting on some more details. Yeah. Yay! Both sides are cut. Now on to the next parts. Now I have these lines cut in. I'm going to heat them up and they're going to expand out. Yep, and that is how you put lines in foam. Alright, so what I have here is some lines drawn. I'm going to get the blade sort of short, carve them in, and then I'm going to glue this piece on top, carve those lines in there, and it's going to look. The other side I have put those pieces on. Okay, so I'm gonna use the heat gun to heat up these lines, and then I'm gonna glue this on, cut in those lines, and I'll show you what that's like after that. Yay, so now we have it glued down. I'm doing the last heat pass, and then we'll do more details on other parts. Okay, so for the vines, I took a pool noodle, cut it in half, and then cut that in half. Got quarters, took it over to the drum sander, sanded into a cylinder, took a wood burner and burned in these lines. I'm going to do that for you so you can see what I'm doing. Attach them, and then we'll get to the small string sometime. Alright, so for the vines, I'm taking some super glue, cutting a sharp angle on each of the vines, gluing it on, twisting it around, and now I'm going to cut some of the fat ones at some angles and put them where they should go, and that should be that. So there are the vines. I'm going to do the smaller vines on the second video when I'm going to paint it, because I don't have the twine yet. I'm going to be using some sort of string. But yep, that's them glued down. Should have gone for the head. Hey, thanks again for watching this video, guys. If you liked it, please give it a like. Leave a comment below about something else you want to see me make. If you also want to see something else related to Thor, you will be seeing that, because I'm going to do a full series, like I said at the beginning of this video. You can check one of the videos here or here, where I make other stuff, or I might even be doing parkour. And you can check right here, where I'm going to have a subscribe button, and you can subscribe so you can see everything. That's like this, where I make stuff out of foam, plastic, wood, and more. So, we'll see you next time.